Hello, my name is Gwen, and today we're going to do a nice, short, and sweet practice for the sciatic nerve, the longest nerve in your body, and it's about as big, it's also as the thickest nerve, and you have it running down the back of your legs, so it's responsible for the legs, the lower leg, and even into the foot. So let's get started. You'll need a blanket or a bolster, maybe both, maybe a couple blankets. And so go ahead and go grab that right away. I'm going to be using a yoga strap, but you can get yourself, if you don't have a yoga strap around, you can go ahead and get a scarf, anything that's nice and long that you can lasso your foot. So maybe a stretchy band if you have any of those around. And the first one we're going to do is called Around the Clock, but we're going to split that up in pieces. So it's going to look like the cat stretch series a little bit. So go ahead and start by laying down nice and flat. Take your palms right behind your lower back with your thumb touching and then your first finger. And you'll place that on your sacrum. So as you lay down, you'll notice a place where it feels like it's made for it. Your elbows will be out. Heel toe your feet just a wee bit. And then press into one foot and let that hip peel off the floor, nice and slow as you comfortably can. Let it come upward. That knee will feel like it's going forward as you rock that way. And then as you come down, that knee will feel like it's coming back as the pelvis comes down into the knuckles. Stay on that side for 2 more times. Feel that side come up, nice and slow, and then down. Close your eyes once you have the gist of the movement. Once it feels easy, somewhat. And then come on over to the other side right away. Let that one lift. Notice the difference on this side, if there's any. You can pause with it high up in the air. So if you have any feelings of euphoria, like it just feels good, pause there in that sensation. Let your body soak that up for a breath or two. And now go side to side. Let one lift. Feel into that knee coming forward as it lowers. Nice and softly. The other one will lift. Take your time. You might be on a different rhythm than what I'm suggesting. Let it. Maybe you've paused. Breathe deeply and have some fun with this. side to side. Feel into that pelvis. Does it feel fluid-like? Is there a little creaking? Or is it smooth? And then pause with both hips. We're going to come now, if the clock was 6 o'clock down by the pubic bone and under the navel 12 o'clock, we're going to come from 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock. So we just went from 3 to 9, from side to side. So press your feet outward without moving. Notice what that does to the back. A light little flattening as the pelvis comes down over the thumbs. And now press your feet towards the sit bones. The pelvis will come over the fingers. And now, without moving the feet, just press them into wherever you are, the floor, flattening the pelvis over the thumbs, and then a light little arc, very light. So this one's like the cat stretch series, where you arc and you flatten. Nice and slow. Maybe you pause with it flat for a breath or two. And then as 6 o'clock comes down, 12 comes up and you arc. And how about one more for good luck? Then go ahead and take the hands out. Interlace the fingers and bring them behind the skull. We're going to come into that arc and flattening here just for a wee moment here. So press the feet out and flatten. Press them in and towards your sit bones and arc. And now flatten and lift the head. Let the elbows come towards each other and then down to the floor. Let them press into the floor, chin up, arc. And as you flatten, head comes up, maybe it's there, just a wee bit, maybe elbows come towards each other, chin to chest. As you come down, arc, chin comes up towards the sky, the ceiling. And how about one more for good luck? A little flattening, elbows towards each other. You come down, arc, and then relax that effort. Now go ahead, we're going to come into around the clock. One hip will come up. Then flatten, come around the clock, the outer edge of the clock. 12 o'clock will come down. The other hip will come up. 6 o'clock will come down, so you'll feel that arcing sensation. And now you're coming into the outer edges of the pelvis like this. So like you have a coin and you've flicked it and it starts to wobble on the outer edges of the coin. That's your pelvis. You're coming to the outer edges of the sacrum now. And just notice what you notice. Is it easy? Are you skipping over any bits here? And what is the other direction like? Close the eyes. Just be curious here. There's no right, there's no wrong. And then pause. Come into a body scan, a soma scan. And just notice what's light on the floor and what's heavy on the floor. Start at your heels, through the lower leg, through the knee, the upper leg, through to the pelvis, that lower spine, to the upper spine, the shoulders, the neck, to the back of the skull. Take a deep breath in where you think the center of the brain is, through that brow. And let your awareness sit there for a moment or two. Relax through the jaw. As we learn something new, we often clench at our jaw. So bring your awareness to your jaw as we run through these gentle somatic movements. Go ahead and bend up one knee at a time. Roll over to one side. We're going to come into the catwalk series. Bring a blanket between the knees. And it might sit right on your inner calf, upper leg. Use the other arm as a pillow. And if you need to, you can put a blanket there if you need to, and the other arm in the front like a kickstand. And then this top hip, let it come forward and back. And just notice that this front hip, as it comes forward, notice the shoulder roll forward and let it. And then notice it come back and the shoulder comes with it. And then close those eyes. Feel the hip come forward, shoulder forward. Very slowly back. Relax through the jaw. And then relax that effort. And now let the shoulder come forward and carry the hip. So the hip is relaxing while the shoulder comes forward and back. And let the shoulder carry that hip forward and back. Just notice what it feels like as you close your eyes from the inside. How does this feel? Two or three or four, plenty. Relax that effort now. And now we're going to do the opposite. The hip will come forward and the shoulder will go back. And it might feel like a back bend, and you can pause there. And then now the shoulder will come forward, the hip back, and just notice what you feel. So they go in opposite, opposing directions. Let yourself pause in each spot where they feel that tiny little tug. Let it be easy. So if you're used to going 100%, dial it down to about 60. And then relax that effort. Let the knees stay bent while you roll onto your back. Heel toe your feet a wee bit wider. Heels out, toes in, inner knees knock. And just feel for a moment. From the feet to the knees, to the hips, from one hip to the other. Feel that contrast. What does that feel like on one side, the side that was up and moving? And what does the other side feel like? All the way through the rib cage, the shoulders. Dive into that middle of the brain. Take a few breaths right there. And we'll come on over to the other side, and I'm going to give you a different variation for this side. So the variation I'm going to give you is where the feet are up on the wall. So the feet are on the wall, and they'll give your feedback to your brain just a little bit more information. Just notice what you notice as that hip comes forward and then back. So option to bring your feet on the wall if that's okay for you, or just go over to the other side and start with that top hip coming forward and then back. 2, 3, 4 times, plenty. And then pause. Let that top shoulder come back and forward and carry the hip with it. And maybe you've already gone into it because your body remembered, or you're splitting it up in these bits and pieces. Relax through the jaw, and we'll start now by bringing the hip forward and the shoulder back. Feel that arc. And now bring the shoulder forward, the hip back. Pause. And now feel the fluidity. And how about one more for good luck? Then go ahead and roll onto your back. Stay by the wall. And pause there for a moment. Hands on the belly. Heel toe your feet a wee bit wider so the inner knees knock. Notice the pelvis from one side to the other. the weight coming down, the sensation, all the way up the back to the shoulders. Take that deep dive into the middle of the brain and take a breath, 2 or 3 right here. No hurry. Relax through the jaw and notice what you notice. Then go ahead and roll over to your side. This is where we're going to use our scarf or our yoga strap. And you're going to bring your bolster or a stack of blankets. So you maybe one more so that it's about the thickness of a bolster. You can even use something a little harder than that. You can even use an encyclopedia and a folded blanket if you'd like. And you'll bring that out from the wall just about a foot or so. And go ahead and sit on your bolster. Bring your sit bones just on the other side, closer to the wall. Elbows. You can even bring one hand into the head and then lower. And you want to feel like your butt is just coming over whatever you got going underneath yourself here. And then go ahead and bring the feet up the wall. Hands onto the rib cage. Take a deep breath in through the nose. As you exhale, lengthen that rib cage down towards the hips. Lengthen. A few breaths like that. Then take the head, the hands to the back of the head, lift, lengthen it up like you're pulling your head off of your neck here. So you're lengthening, up, 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 and then lower the back of the skull down. A little rock. Feel the weight of the back of the skull on the floor. You have the strap by you. Go ahead and unwind it and lay it on your belly. Have it nice and smooth. Go ahead and lasso a foot. Bring it nice and high away from the body, and then bring the fingers down between the thumb and the first finger so that the elbows touch the floor. Then give it your hands a spin into the strap and hang on. Now the elbows will be away from the floor, just a wee bit, like weights. And then go ahead and bend that knee just a wee bit. You can have the eyes open at first. As the foot comes outward, you're holding the reins. The arms have full control. Let the leg come outward, but not too far. And then go ahead and bring it back so that the big toe edge of that foot comes over that center line a little bit. Not too much that this hip peels up. So you want the leg to come over, but you don't want any of this. You don't want your hip coming off. So leave the hip heavy. And then we're simply coming back and forth. So go ahead and close the eyes. as slow as you comfortably can. We'll do a little add-on here where the leg comes out. The head will point to the opposite direction. So the nose goes to the opposite direction. They'll meet in the center. Let the nose go opposite of the leg. Eyes are closed. Jaw is relaxed. Arms are doing all the work. Notice how the leg can relax that's on the wall. And one more. Then bring that leg to center. Bend the knee. Take the strap off. Bend the knee that's on the wall. And now bring bone on bone here so that the foot isn't coming towards you, just above the ankle. Give a little press into that inner knee. Light little press for a breath or two. Relax that effort. The hand can hang out there, maybe a little lower. As you feel the foot on the wall, come to the big toe edge and then to the baby toe edge as you rock from one side of the pelvis to the other. Eyes are closed. The lights go a little brighter on the inside, so you are that witness from the inside out now. What does this feel like? Can you feel that elastic quality of the pelvis here in this shape? You might want to pause in one side for a breath and then pause on the other. You can stay there longer. You never have to follow. So how about one more each side? Then go ahead and take a hold behind the knee. And if it's not close to you, you have your strap or your scarf, you can thread it right behind the knee. And that might feel delicious for you. Then go ahead and flex the foot, send it upward, and then paddle the foot. Go ahead and circle it around the ankle. And then the other direction. And now we're going to bend the knee, close the eyes, flex the foot as you lengthen through that leg, and then a little bend. Notice the knee, the front of the knee, the back, and the sides. And one more. And now rest that on the wall. Both legs up the wall. Feel through the feet, all the way through both legs down to the hips. Just notice what you notice. Then go ahead and take the other foot off the wall. Lasso that foot. Take your time evening out your strap until the elbows come down to the floor. Then take the hands into the strap and feel the elbows. Bend that top knee just a wee bit. Let it come outward. So you feel that outer elbow come into the floor and the other one lift. Nice and slow. Jaw is relaxed, eyes are closed. What does this side feel like? Notice the contrast here from one side to the other. Know that there is no right or wrong. If this side feels a little tighter than the other or a little looser, it can go forever. Just the noticing as we strengthen our inner awareness. Be gentle with yourself and let that be your practice. Maybe you pause for a breath somewhere along the line. And how about one more each way? Then go ahead and take the strap off. The hands can help support that leg. Bend the knee that's on the foot that's on the wall and come on into that shape where you can feel the top of the ankle just below that knee. You press into the inner knee. Give it a light little press. Remember 60%. If you're used to going 100, back off, please. Take a few breaths. Then relax that effort. Let the hand come downward as you rock over to one side, baby toe edge. Feel that onto the wall, and then the big toe edge. Notice if you're the type of person that wants to go way further. Just notice. With that gentle kindness, feel your way through. Let this be enough. Does this side feel fluid-like? Is it easy to breathe? Can you relax through the jaw? Maybe you pause on one side. And how about one more each way? Then come to your center, interlace behind the knee or use your strap, flex that foot, and straighten the knee a wee bit. Go ahead and paddle the foot. And then come into a circular motion. The eyes can close. And then the other direction. Bring that foot into the wall and wriggle yourself off of whatever props you have there and come into your Shavasana. Come into your dead corpse pose. So we practice that too. Whatever you have underneath your legs, bring that a little closer to the sit bones, to the back of the legs, so the lower back comes nice and flat. And notice what you notice here. The hands can rest on the belly or outward. The eyes are closed. And your doing is done. Remain there for as long as you can. 5 minutes, 10 minutes. This active rest here. And if you've been experiencing some sciatic pain where you're getting sharp little pains in the back of your leg, and maybe your foot flops sometimes, or you sometimes get it at the front of the hip, little nerve pulses that kind of give you a burning sensation. Do this practice 3 times each week until that dissipates and goes away. And thank you for your practice.